Hello and welcome to The Sakapunch with me, Luke Anthony, and award-winning comedian, Sydney May.
Hello, thanks for having me.
What a way to kick off the Premier League season with a gritty, hard-fought 1-0 win at Old Trafford. Arsenal didn't dominate possession, but they dominated where it mattered, the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that is all that matters.
Yeah, we got the points, but it was far from pretty, wasn't it? Where do we start?
Well, let's start setting the scene, because this is more than just a season opener. It was a clash of philosophies. So you've got Arteta that came with pragmatic, focused on structure, discipline and efficiency, whereas Amorim, on the other hand, wanted to excite the United fans with a bold attacking approach. And you can see that in the stats, clearly.
He did that, didn't he? I mean, straight from the start, Man U were at us. They started really quick, didn't they?
I was so afraid at the beginning when they came at us, and we looked really shaky in defence, and it was a little bit nervy, wasn't it, to begin with?
It was it was nervy all the way through.
What do you think that is? Do you think that was just the crowd that were really loud, or just because they got an early attack?
The crowd were really loud. They were on it, but also, yeah, Man U came at us straight away. They came out on the attack. I don't say this very often because I'm a big fan of his, but Saliba didn't have a great game. He seemed a bit shaky.
In the first half, at least. I think in the second half they picked up and were a lot stronger and more organised in the back. But Raya, what a game!
Raya's the only reason we've come away with those 3 points, isn't he? Really?
Yeah. He got player of the match.
Yeah,
so
well deserved.
I think he deserved it, but I did think watching throughout the game, I did think that, you know, Cunha and Buemo were fantastic as well against us. Yeah. They kept especially in the first half, they kept exposing the left and right hand side. And you know, Calafiori kept going forward and leaving the left back position open, and they got quite a lot of space to run in against us.
Do you think he's a good left back, Calafiori? Because, like you say, he does like to go forward.
Well, I think this is going to become a thing here because I speak to my dad about football all the time, so maybe bringing up my dad is going to be the staple for this podcast. But we were speaking to my dad, and he was saying that Calafiori would probably make quite a good winger.
Yeah.
Because he's so good going forward.
He feels like more of a winger, doesn't he? Like you say, sometimes he's not at the back when you need him, but he does like going forward, and then he was the one who got the goal today. Yeah.
And, you know, set-piece Arsenal, they keep calling us Stoke, don't they? Because we get our set-pieces, and but that corner, that came in from Rice, and then that beautiful header from Calafiori was set the game up.
But are we lucky that it didn't get ruled out, though?
Tell me about that.
There was oh God, I can't remember who it was now. There was a bit of shirt pulling. It was, I think the Man U fans might argue that we're very lucky to have got that goal. And, you know, there were a couple of penalty shouts. It was not a pretty game. It was really not a pretty game. But we got the points. So, you know, we're happy. But I think if we were on the other side of that game, we would not be happy to have lost it. Sure.
I mean, setting the scene for the game, United had 61% possession throughout the game. They had 22 shots, 7 on target.
Yep.
We had 39% of possession, 9 shots and 3 on target. So
yeah, that's where you'd be pretty unhappy as a Man U fan. You know, the commentary was sort of saying we didn't deserve. It was not a deserved lead. It wasn't a deserved win. And as much as I hate to say it, yeah, like I say, it wasn't pretty. But, and I don't even like to say this, first game of the season. But what they always say is that, you know, teams that go on and win the league win games like that aren't pretty, they don't necessarily deserve to win, but they come away with the points. So, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. That they do. It was a gritty win. You never know when you go to Old Trafford, what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
Away at Old Trafford, a 1-0 win. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, definitely take it.
Given the history in the 90s and the 2000s against Man United, I think a 1-0 win against Man United, it wasn't pretty, but we did it.
So stressful though. Like I hate Arsenal's tendency for one goal margins. It's so stressful when you get into sort of, the final quarter of the game and Man U are coming at you, or whoever the team is, they're coming at you, and you've only got one goal. So if they score one, that's it. They've taken points off you. And I just find it it's hard on the blood pressure Arsenal are with these one goal margins.
Yeah, an Arsenal game day is definitely not the day to go to your GP for blood pressure.
No, it's really not. I was like, I need some medication to watch this game. This is clearly why I start stress drinking. I was watching at the pub today. Those pints start disappearing because it's something to do. It's just drinking out of stress.
Do you find that you can concentrate on the game when you're in a pub? I struggle a little bit because it gets a little bit rowdy and
Yeah, well, I have my trusty little radio. So I've got a proper little retro pocket radio in my earphones. So I have the Five Live commentary in my ear, which is really handy. And it's sometimes, and I'll tell the people I'm with, I get a stat like at kickoff today. They pointed out how this is Arsenal's 100th consecutive season in the top flight, which is more than anybody else can say. So that's a cool little stat, isn't it?
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But here is the big debate. Was this Arsenal controlling the game without the ball? Or were we just hanging on?
I would lean towards hanging on. It didn't feel like we were controlling the game without the ball. Did it feel like that to you?
No, not at all.
No.
It felt really stressful. It felt like we couldn't get a break.
Yeah.
We couldn't turn over possession, and every time we did, we gave the ball away.
Yeah.
Did Arteta just trust his defence unit to absorb the pressure?
Maybe. But I think if he did, he was lucky that it worked.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
It was only really Raya. There was that shot that hammered the post. If that was a tactic, it's not one I'd like to see going forward.
Yeah, I don't think we controlled the game at all.
No.
Like our possession in the possession, we really struggled throughout the game, and I think Man United were the better team on the day.
Yeah.
Probably deserved a point out of it, maybe. But, out of 22 shots, they only got 7 on target. So, Ryan made 7 saves. What a game he had.
He was incredible. He was just, yeah, what can you say about Raya? It's just solid. That's the word I was using earlier. He was just solid.
I mean, it brings it back to the Ramsdale versus Raya
I know.
debate. And
I was one of the skeptics. I was one of the ones when Ramsdale started getting dropped. I was like, but he's done nothing wrong. And he hadn't really. But in Arteta, we trust. Arteta saw something in Raya. And I mean, I don't know about you. I certainly was a fan of Ramsdale and was doubting the decision. But God, was it the right decision?
so, moving on to the Calafiori goal, we've sort of touched on it already. 13th minute, Declan Rice whips in a dangerous corner. Bayindir misjudges the flight completely. And there's Calafiori, cool as you like, nodding it home, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
That was special. If that's going to be the corner routine, it worked. I mean, there were a couple more corners after that which didn't work.
They were in disarray, though, on that first corner. That's our first corner of the new season, and we scored it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we caught them off guard, I think, didn't we? Yeah, I don't think it was our brilliance as much as their bad defense. But we've been known as kings of corners. This time the beginning of last season, we were big on our corners and we were scoring from them. So if that's going to continue, then that's fine by me. That's a really good thing. But it's a shame that we didn't get the second goal that way.
I mean, I think my main takeaway really from the game is even when we're not free flowing in attack, we can win games like this.
Mm.
And is it too early to call it? But that makes champions.
It does make champions. I don't even want to say it.
That's my hot take for today.
Yeah,
Is that a game like that?
when you win games like that, yeah, that is what champions do, is they win games like that. But it's what did you think of Gyökeres?
I'm going to reserve judgment on Gyökeres.
It wasn't a great game, was
It
it?
wasn't a great game, but did he get service from Martelli? Martelli, I thought, had a bit of a howler.
Yeah, he did.
Saka had moments of brilliance, but then didn't quite do it. And
No.
they didn't get the ball into Gyökeres. And one of the things I take issue with is, why is Gyökeres defending? He kept running back all the way back
Mm,
to... I don't know if he's
yeah,
been told to do that or that's something he does naturally. But
yeah. But he wasn't in the box.
there was a few occasions where we were attacking, and he wasn't even in the
Mm,
box because he had been defending, and he's not as fast as some of the other players, so he couldn't get up there
no.
quick enough. So we didn't have our central point. But I don't think it was
Yeah.
that he had a bad game. I just don't think he was supplied as much as he perhaps would need. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
It's going to take time for him
Yeah.
to bed into the way of the team. You know, Sporting play different football to Arsenal. They have him as the focal
Mm,
point, the central point, whereas, you know, Martelli and Rice and Saka, we all expect them to get, 10, 15 goals a season. And it's a different system. So it's going to take time for him
yeah.
to get
Of
embedded
course.
in.
Yeah, it always takes time. He didn't do anything that wowed me today, but like you say, it's about the service he's getting. And we weren't on it. One thing that really struck me from listening to the commentaries, I barely heard Saka's name in that first half.
Yeah.
He had a really quiet one. Like you say, he had his moments, but he had a very quiet, particularly first half. Because I barely heard his name mentioned. What's going on there?
Yeah, he just didn't get into the game, did he? In the way that
No.
he would usually. Like I say, he had a few moments of,
Yeah.
class where he had beaten his man, but um, didn't really do much in my opinion.
No.
To make the game better. I mean, Odegaard had moments where he played really well. Um,
hmm
Again, I don't. It wasn't an outstanding performance or anything, but he made
No.
chances. We didn't get to see Nwaneri come on,
No.
which is a shame. I think he might have been a bit dangerous, but by that time, I guess 10 minutes to go, do you bring him on and upset the balance, or do you keep your captain on to
Hmm.
to um to
Is
stabilise
that
the
who you'd have
team?
put him on for, Odegaard?
Yeah, or Saka and protect Saka's legs.
Yeah.
Because he plays so many games. He plays so many games in every season.
Yeah.
So, do you protect Saka and keep
Hmm.
him fit every game?
But we did hang on to the win.
We did hang on to the
And
win, and
sometimes,
bringing on inexperience, is that gonna, like I say, upset the balance? Yeah.
yeah, could have been a defensive risk, couldn't it? I did feel at the end we were just defending the goal, the one goal we had.
We didn't get to have
Um,
a Shesko versus Gyökeres battle, did we? In
no.
obviously Gyökeres started, and then
Yeah.
Shesko came on, and then Gyökeres went off, so they weren't on the pitch at the
Yeah.
same time. Shesko was quiet, didn't get much service either. Yeah, there was one moment where he could have had a chance, but wasn't in the right position. So that's yet to
hmm
be seen what impact he has. But Man United kill players, don't they? They just destroy them.
Well, they do. They destroy a lot of things. But it's interesting, the crowd were really, really up for it, really going for it. I think they were feeling some excitement, which after last season, uh, I can't believe they reminded today on the commentary they finished 15th. So maybe, we should have beaten them by more. We should have beaten them by more. We did not have a great game.
No. But that moves us on nicely to our subs. Obviously, Havertz and Madueke came on.
Yeah.
Havertz held up the ball quite well, slowed the game
Yeah,
down. Madueke stretched United on the counter a couple of times.
he did. He had a
Perhaps
couple of pops, didn't
perhaps
he?
that before the game I thought Madueke should have started, over
Yeah.
Martinelli. You know, we got a bit of feedback on the last episode about Martinelli because you'd not slated him, but you sort of didn't have.
I slayed him a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was trying to be. I was trying to sit on the fence there and try not to throw you under the bus or anything. But there was a disagreement in the fan base.
Was I slated for my slating? Was there? I haven't seen this.
Yeah, that was on a
Oh.
private message, but yeah, not a far-reaching fan in another country or anything. Not yet.
Okay.
That wasn't the best game for Martinelli to change your
No,
opinion,
it
was it?
wasn't. No. No, he hasn't. He didn't win me over today. He had his little pops forward, didn't he? But yeah, I don't know. There were a couple of, again, like we were talking about last time, where he does go for a shot when he could have potentially passed to somebody else. I think he did do that again today, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think you're right. Um, but for the first time in years, Arsenal genuinely have like squad depth, and you
Yeah,
saw that today when we were able to bring on, Havertz, who
yeah,
was starting games last season, and then Madueke,
yeah.
who looked a bit scary at times for Man United. Um, isn't that what we need to win the title? Squad depth, is that
It's
not
it's
the
been what
key?
we've been missing. It's absolutely the key. It has been what we've missed. I think not the season just gone, the one before it. I think the only reason we didn't hold on to top of the league was because we lost Saliba. And Saliba for me is he's been so vital. And again, last season we lost Gabriel for a bit. So we have had problems with our squad depth where the people that come in and replace those really core solid players are just not as good. And that's what City have had, where even their second team is maybe not quite as good, but still incredibly good. And that is what we've been missing, and that is what's exciting. Is like you say, we could bring Havertz on, and he was our top scorer last season. We've got way more depth than we've ever had. Is it enough? I don't know.
No, I mean Arsenal. This is an interesting stat for you. Are now
Mm-hmm.
unbeaten in 7 straight games against United.
Mm,
5 wins, 2 draws.
yeah, they just can't beat us.
The on my notes, I just put the psychological balance of this rivalry has shifted. I'm just saying that because we went
Yeah,
through the 90s and the 2000s of Man United coming out on top.
yeah. They ended the run of the Invincibles, and they will hang on to that for as long as they can. But yeah, that's a long time ago.
I've also got a little note here that says, old versus new, the days of Keane versus Vieira, the Battle of Old Trafford, the Pizzagate
Yeah,
drama. But today's rivalry looked a little bit different. It's less about
very
fights,
different.
more about tactical duels. But
Yeah,
let's not make any mistake. Arsenal will now have the upper hand.
absolutely. Yeah, we do have the upper hand. One of the first games I went to at the Emirates was Arsenal United, and yeah, I've in all the times I've been going, they've won it, which is yeah, like you say, it's a very different time to 20 years ago. Um, very different. We definitely have the upper hand, but interestingly, I feel like we should be cautious about how much credit we take. They said on the commentary today, Man U lost 9 of 19 home games last season. It's not the fortress it once was, is it?
No, it's got a leaky roof as well, hasn't it? When it
It
pisses it
seriously
down,
does.
it can you imagine getting your tickets, your season ticket, and your seat is just under the leak?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's almost worse than just being there as a Man U fan anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you'd
Yeah,
have to go back 25 years to have enjoyed being a Man United fan, but
they probably charge way too much for that ticket, given the results they've got at home, plus the leaky roof. It's not worth it, is
yeah, we didn't play champagne football, but we got the job done, and that's how
it?
titles are
Yeah,
won. If you
yeah.
can win ugly, especially away from Old Trafford, we're
Mm.
we're on the right track, surely.
It's a good start. It's a very good start. I'm going to be cautious about my optimism because we really didn't play that well. So we need to get better. But like you say, we did win. So maybe we should give ourselves. I'd be really interested tonight to see what the match of the day pundits come out with. I don't know who's on it tonight, but and they just love slating Arsenal, don't they? No matter how well they're doing, for some reason the pundits enjoy slating Arsenal.
But yeah, next week we've got Leeds. How do you feel about that? I mean, I've got Leeds as probably staying up, but I hope they stay up in a way
Yeah.
because they've got a history in the Premier League and
Yep.
but I hope they lose next week because we're
Yeah.
playing them.
I think the other one we got to watch out for is Sunderland, didn't they? Have a good game yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. I mean
We need to not write them off.
they've spent quite a lot of money for the size of club they are, and
Yeah.
I think they will survive.
Okay, well, apparently they were one of the favourites to go straight back down, but I mean, obviously it's too early to tell, but yesterday was quite something.
Oh, West Ham. What about West Ham losing that game?
Yeah, not good.
They got rid of Moisey, and they've not
Yeah,
been the same since.
no, they haven't. And I have to say, I think I don't rate Graham Potter. Since he left Brighton, he flunked out at Chelsea. Now he's not doing very well at West Ham. So, but yeah, I think Sunderland the one to watch. Leeds, yeah, Leeds will be a whole different challenge to Man U, won't they? We should be able to beat them. I'd be feeling, yeah, again, cautiously hopeful.
It's a completely different game, though, isn't it? Because
It's a very different
because
game.
you got to think that we should be on the front foot for 90% of that match. So we've
Yeah,
just got
and
to
it's home, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's home. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't checked yet. I should
it's
have
okay.
checked that before the podcast, shouldn't I? That would have been a really professional thing to do.
I don't- But I think it's at Arsenal, so we got our crowd behind us. First home game of the season. You would think it should be a very different feel today, and hopefully not as tense on the blood pressure. But we'll see. We know Arsenal challenge our blood pressure every
I
time.
want to see a
So
Gyökeres goal next week.
yes, yeah, I want to see him really come into his own.
Get his first Premier League goal for Arsenal and
Yeah.
just break the seal basically and open the floodgates to all the goals he's going to hopefully score this season.
Gosh, let's hope so, eh? The sooner the better.
But that'll be it from us. If you've enjoyed this breakdown or analysis or whatever you want to call it, it's like weak analysis, but it's
We don't know what we're calling it.
we're calling it just reaction to the Arsenal game. Make sure you hit follow, leave a review, and let us know your thoughts. If you want to get in touch, we have thesakapunch@gmail.com for you to get in touch. Next episode, we will talk about our reaction to the Leeds game. Hopefully, it's going to be an emphatic win. And let us know your thoughts from the game you saw at Old Trafford. And give us a shout.
Even if you disagree with me again.
Yeah, if you disagree with Sydney, give us some hate. She deserves it.
I'm, I'm going to become the controversial one. I don't care. Bring it on.
Thank you for joining, and we'll speak to you next week.